Welcome into a very special edition of the Thunder Basketball Universe podcast presented by Summer Moon Coffee. This is really cool because the Thunder announced recently that they signed Chris Youngblood to the final two-way spot for Oklahoma City, and that rounds out the Thunder's roster. And we had a very cool opportunity to go up to the Ion and get a chance to talk to him kind of fresh off of this news. And it was really cool to take some time to actually sit down and get to know Chris a little bit more.
Yeah, this is the beauty of this podcast and the show is we are so blessed to have the privilege of getting to talk to some of these guys, have them on the podcast, and just get to know them a little bit more. Yeah. I loved learning more about Chris, his personality, his upbringing, and what makes him tick and got him to this point. So I know that you are going to love this episode.
We learned so much, so we wanted to share this with you. Here's our interview with Chris Youngblood. We are now up at the Thunder practice facility, the Thunder Ion, which always means we are joined by a special guest. And today, a very special guest indeed. We are joined by newly minted two-way player, Chris Youngblood, joining us here on the Thunder Basketball Universe podcast. Chris, first of all, congratulations and welcome to the podcast. This is his first entry into the Thunder Basketball Universe, and we're so happy that you took the time out to join us today.
I appreciate you guys for having me, man. It's a pleasure.
Yeah, thanks for being here. I mean, this is a momentous occasion for you, I'm sure, to go from an E10 to a two-way deal. You know, these are the stepping stones that, of course, matter monetarily, but also just for your career in general. So what was that moment like as you found out the other night that this was a reality?
I didn't really know how to feel because these past month or two, like it was like they preach stay present. That's what I live by. But it's so hard. It's like a daily battle to stay present because obviously you're competing for a spot.
Of course.
But you have to take it day by day. So and then also it's hard just trying to balance, like you don't want to let your foot off the gas, but like acknowledging you're accomplished something. So it's a hard balance. I'm still trying to figure out how to appreciate it, but also realize just the first step of the journey. So it's tough. In
a league where there's guaranteed contracts and, multi-year deals, sometimes it's easy, I think, for people to forget that guys are trying to make the team like it's high school basketball, right? And so tell me about that process because obviously everybody seems to love you around here, but, it's a competitive environment and kind of how you navigate that world of competing for a spot and being a great teammate at the same time.
I think the best way to put it for me is just continue to control what I can control and then live with the results after that and just be who I am, high character. I was fortunately blessed, raised by a great family. So, just continue to do that.
Tell us more about your family because we heard from you yesterday at practice that one of the first people that you talked to was your dad who was at that game. Tell me about that. Yeah,
so my dad, he's been stressed a little bit too, probably more than me, which is crazy. I'm the one to end the battle, but just as a parent, senior, he knows what I'm feeling. But I try to tell him, dude, pretty tough. You raise a tough kid, I'll be all right regardless of what's happened. But just as a parent, they feel your feelings. So I just not found out he hasn't been able to sleep well too. I thought it was just me. So now we can kind of just but realize, hey man, we still got a lot of work to do.
When you say they raised a tough kid, what do you mean by that? What do you think was, some formative experiences for you that made you a tough kid?
Growing up, my dad, as a kid, you're very emotional. But one thing I noticed, just looking back, he was very sarcastic. Anytime I would face adversity, not real adversity, but just he'd be like, "You're gonna be okay? Is everything gonna be all right? You take me to the emergency room?
You're gonna be brave?
Yeah,
all right?
You're gonna be all right, son? Just realizing, he helped me realize, hey man, there's worse problems in this life you're gonna encounter in the future. So we don't really get too emotional about the small stuff."
That's good. That's really good.
That's good. I'm going to start using that moving forward.
You're going to be okay, son? Do I need to call somebody?
Yeah.
Tell us about who else you called in that moment. Who are the people that kind of helped shape you and form you into this person that could get this opportunity?
I called my mom, but she was at a Fantasia concert, so she
better not interrupt her during that. No, let her live.
I wasn't even tripping. She sent me pictures, and she was happy, so that was all that mattered to me. She was happy. Called my sister. She just screamed. She's emotional too, just like my mom. But they started crying, and then my agent. So everybody was just excited for me, man.
That's so special. And I know this team is so connected. And it seems like you, Chris, even during Summer League and now throughout training camp, you just a part of this group, even as an E10 player. What's it been like building these bonds and relationships with your teammates up to this point?
See, that's what I was talking to my dad about yesterday, because I was saying, he was like, well, how was it your first day as it? I'm like, dude, I've been approaching it the same. Like, I might not officially be on the team, but I had to approach it like that to get the most out of it, because if I would approach it as I'm not on the team yet, I'm an E10, I probably wouldn't have the result that I like. So I had to really act like I was on the team and then go about my business as if I'm already a Thunder player. So when it does happen, God bless, nothing really changed.
I mean, Shea's wearing your jersey on his Instagram page.
It
doesn't,
so
not
fun.
just anything can make the cut on
truly.
Shea's Instagram. So
that is curated.
Yeah, but it's a clear sign that you just naturally have maybe formed some connections and shown to be a good guy. What what do you make of that? Just coming from the path that you came from and coming to an established team.
So I told him I was raised by two great parents, but Coach Amir, rest in peace, he was my coach. First 4 years, he really teach the character part, like the basketball part, how to instill it in basketball. Like, I was always a kid, I was competitive, I was a great kid, but like being a natural leader, bringing a team together. Like in college, I was the leader that brought everybody together. So now it's coming up here, I already know what it takes, but I kind of need to take a step back a little bit because, I'm a rookie. But just being somebody that's just easy to, get along with, I mean, they respect about what I'm about. It's pretty simple. I want the same thing they want, championship. So
just for viewers who might not know Coach Amir Abdul Rahim, will you just give a background and maybe a little bit of your story about how you followed him from one spot to the next?
Coach Amir, he started when I was in high school. He was at UGA, but he got Kennesaw State job real late and like right before the summer ended. And that's when he talked to me. I committed right before my senior year. I committed early. That just speaks a testament type of person he was. Because humbly speaking, I was balling, so I probably could have went a high major. But that just speaks to the type of person he was. Stood with him for 4 years straight. He really built the human, not the basketball player. He was more focused on the future husband, the brother, the son, becoming that, and the basketball is going to take care of itself because it's what we do, like second nature to us. So that's probably on top of what my dad gave me. That's what kind of was icing on the cake for me.
So you do 3 years at Kennesaw State. You follow him to South Florida, and then you get a bonus year as well back at Alabama. Just take me through that ride, because that's a lot of change all at once, and then you're coming into a situation in the NBA which is it's just constant change in the NBA.
Yeah, Alabama was the toughest year. Like I tell people all the time, this past year was the toughest year of my life. Only because like change is always tough. The beginning is tough, but I got injured, surgery for the first time, never missed any game my whole life, barely missed any practices unless coach forced me to sit down. But so having to sit out, find myself, like it was tough, but I feel like me going through that really got me prepared for, what's going on right now. So now I'm able to adapt to anything pretty much.
Besides your dad's sarcasm, what got you through that?
Reading, journaling, got closer to God. And that's the three main things that sticks out for me, but also just the character development. What Coach Amir and my dad, instilled in me throughout my life. They really, and technically, it was preparing me from a year like last year.
You're mentioning all of these things that you kind of gathered along the way of your journey, the toughness, the resilience, the, making sure that you're very present, the character building. You have all of that, and then you meet with a team like the Oklahoma City Thunder, and it feels like there are a lot of similarities, a lot of overlap in terms of values and characteristics.
Yeah. God thing, yeah.
Did you notice that immediately when you first met with the organization? What was kind of your feeling when you met with the Thunder?
My first interview was at the PIT tournament. It was like a Portsmouth tournament. And I interviewed with them. And the stuff they value, it's like we were speaking the same language. And I can just tell, like, I observe people, body language in there. I'm not like professional at it. But I know when somebody's engaged. Yeah. You can't really hide it. And I can tell, but it was like 6 of them. It was like DJ White. It was, I can't remember, it was Vince. But it was like 6, 7 of them in the line. And I could just, people start turning their head. And I'm just sitting there, okay. But I can just tell what I was talking about. Mm-hmm. I was going to be me, say what I believe in regardless. Mm-hmm. So whatever team, values it, that's up to them. but I could tell they value what I was talking about, and I was like, yeah, this is the right spot.
I was just going to say, it feels like because of that, obviously you get this opportunity and you're able to just slide right in, fit in very easily. We see you at Summer League doing your thing, playing very confidently, knocking down shots. We see you connecting with guys like Shea and AC. You mentioned to us yesterday at practice, and I thought it was kind of funny. You said they say there's never too many questions, but I ask too many questions.
100%.
Is it why do you feel so confident to be able to just ask all of these guys so many questions all the time?
My favorite player is Kobe. I grew up, reading. I probably read The Mamba Mentality yearly since it came out.
Wow.
So, and I've just followed Kobe. Like it's probably unhealthy, but one thing I've realized with him, he never had no pride. He never felt embarrassed asking questions. Like it's one thing he always preached. Like he asked Gary Payton how to play like defense. He's working on his defense. And then next year, Kobe wins, I think, first team all defense, all NBA defense. So just having putting that pride and ego to the side and just realizing why you're doing it. You're doing it to learn, and in the end goal, nobody's gonna think about the questions. No. They might appreciate it anyway. So just realizing that part, and you're a rookie, you still got a lot of stuff to learn, and you'll almost be a fool not to ask questions.
Well, and there's so much information coming at you.
Come on,
I mean, over the last, I can only imagine 2 months, you're learning, new system, new people, new players, new coaches, and so I imagine asking all those questions is kind of necessary in this sort of situation.
Why wouldn't I?
Yeah. And there's a humility element that you're talking about.
That's the part I meant to get at, the humility part.
And that's a core value that this organization has. It's something that Coach Mark and Sam preach all the time and talk about all the time in terms of how the whole place is going to go. So again, kind of attaching back to that value system that you were talking about. What do you think is the best question that you asked so far that you've maybe gotten the most out of in terms of an answer? Is there something like X's and O's wise, or just even big picture system wise, like, oh man, this really helped me grasp where we're going here?
I can't remember if it was Shea or Caruso. I asked, I forgot the exact, I remember the answer. I don't remember the exact question, but they were pretty much saying in this league, especially as my position, being able to adapt to anything is crucial, because you can't really predict anything. So being able to adapt, it being predictable, people know what they're gonna get out of you every single day, and being able to adapt to any change is crucial for the league.
I mean, you look around the team too. There's so many guys who have come from situations that you're in right now. Two-way players like Lou Dort, Alex Caruso, great examples. Aaron Wiggins, all guys who started on two-way. AJ Mitchell. Yep. I mean, the Thunder has a really good kind of reputation of taking guys in this position and giving them opportunities. When you think about that, when you look around the roster and see how much experience guys have in this sort of thing, how valuable is that to you?
That's why I know I'm in the right spot. I think about that all the time. That's why I ask so many questions. I'm not asking questions because, these people, they can relate.
Yeah.
They started where I was from. I think they recognize that too. And I feel that energy when I ask them questions. They're not like, oh, here you go again.
Yeah.
That's they want to give me information because that just speaks to their character. They realizing, hey, this was me X amount of years ago. So, yeah.
We've seen you knock down a bunch of threes so far, in the preseason, and we just got to see your dunk contest here at the practice facility.
Off the backboard to myself.
But the other day you said, I'm not going out there and trying to play point guard in my minutes. You have a clear understanding of what your strengths are. Will you kind of just lay out, give us the Chris Youngblood kind of box right now that may expand over time, but right now is what you're trying to completely fill in the lines? Yeah,
right now, until I get just truly comfortable on the court, you knock down threes. My job right now is to hunt threes. You got Shea on the court, J-Dub.
Yep.
So keep the floor spaced out with them, knock down threes, and just be a solid defender. And then everything else is going to come naturally. I can't really tell you a timetable when it's going to expand. It might expand a couple weeks from now, a couple months. I really don't know. I just play to win, and everything just naturally takes care of itself. That's one thing I've learned about basketball. When I start somewhere, my comfort zone right now, this right here. Yeah. As I get more comfortable, you'll see this is how basketball happens. This is natural. This is how the game is.
I am curious, just because when players come into the league as elite shooters, as yourself, it's obviously something they have honed for a very long time. At what point in your career did you recognize that shooting was going to be the elite skill that was going to carry you far?
Probably in college. Like,
Okay.
I've always been able to shoot. Like, I don't know, man.
Before
In
college?
high school, I was shooting that ball. In high school, it's crazy.
Yeah.
I was known as a dunker in high school, which
Wow.
nobody would think
Yeah.
that right now. But I still got bounce, but
Yeah.
it's just.
I mean, we saw it at practice.
We did.
We did.
Yeah.
But in high school, I was known like somebody when he drives, he's dunking the ball. Which
Okay.
It's crazy to think about now, but I've always been able to shoot the ball. Like,
Okay.
I've always been in my backyard, front driveway, just shooting
Yeah.
the ball. Yeah, I've always been able to shoot the ball. That's always been my thing, to be honest with you. Yeah.
So now you're here. You're solidified. You've got this contract. You're going to be,
Yep.
on the roster here. And so is there any of just, okay, I can maybe unpack my bags a little bit here for a second.
I think the only relief is I know where I'm gonna be at.
Mm-hmm.
I'm still kind of like on edge because I want to. It's a season. It's hard not to be on edge when the season's here. Now I get the.
Yep.
Probably just more. I have more stuff to focus on now.
Yeah.
Less stuff to focus on. Just getting better. I don't have to worry about all the other factors. Where I'm gonna be at. I'm gonna be here. And now I get to focus on stuff that matters is winning and being a value to this team.
Well, it's nice to not have to live out of a suitcase,
Oh,
I'm
yes.
sure.
Yeah.
But as anybody who has works in professional sports, who plays professional sports, you got to move around, and you've been a prime example of that.
Yeah.
And so I wonder, Kennesaw State to South Florida to Alabama to here, is there when you move that many times, there's probably a lot of stuff, just things of yours that get left along the way. Is there what are some things that that are maybe either prized possessions are yours or something that's really sentimental to you that has made every stop on the way and is here in Oklahoma with you? Can you think of anything?
Definitely my books. I reread books a lot. Books. Man, that's a good question. What do I take everywhere? I probably don't even notice I take it everywhere.
Yeah.
It's just a non-negotiable.
Yeah.
My dad gave me this basketball. I don't remember the exact quote, but on the basketball, it's engraved in it. It pretty much talked about no matter what happens on the court, I will still love you. No matter what happens, I'm your dad. This is not conditional love. This is not love based off what you do on the court. So, having that space, that safe space, kind of just relieves and you can let loose on the court. It's hard to remember sometimes in the heat of battle, but it's a daily, weekly thing that I have to remember. No matter what happens, see why this is not the end all be all. So basketball is best when you're playing freely off instincts and just having fun. When you get all tight and overthinking, that's when it gets ugly.
Yep.
Yeah, that's when it gets ugly. So
I love that.
That's
Next
so
time you're on
special.
the pod, your dad's going to have to join too, okay?
that's my dog, man. That's my dog.
Okay, last question before we let you go. What books are you reading?
Ryan Holiday. Read a lot of his books.
Mm-hmm.
I just finished Obstacle is the Way,
That's a great one.
but my favorite by him is Stillness is the Key.
Stillness is the Key. Have you read Ego is the Enemy?
No, I have that one though. I need to. I've been putting that off for the longest. I have no idea why. I do. I feel like I got my ego in check.
Yeah.
I try to read books that directly affect the situation.
Yes.
And that's why I just got.
Ego's not the problem right now. Yeah.
That's why I just finished Obstacle is the Way because I just had to get over obstacle.
That's a good one.
Just let him win a few dunk
Yeah,
contests
I
at
know.
the practice
Then
facility, and then
we'll
we'll get to
circle
the
back on
ego.
that one.
Yeah.
Once I get to success, that's when I got to recheck my ego.
That's so good.
That's awesome.
Well, Chris, I know you've been asking a lot of questions at practice, so thanks for letting us ask
Yeah.
you a bunch of questions here
appreciate
today.
y'all,
Yeah,
man.
for sure.
We
This was
appreciate
fun.
you, and congratulations
Thank you
again.
so much.
Welcome to the
Yep.
Thunder.
Thank y'all.
Honestly, that whole interview could have been an hour long.
Yeah.
We could have sat there and talked to Chris for so long. Great story, great personality, just great guy overall. And you can tell that he's going to fit in really well with the Thunder roster.
Yeah, he's a gem, and you can see why, and you can
Yeah.
see why he endeared himself to the team so quickly. And now I know he's excited to get out there and get those competitive juices flowing and continue to pursue his lifelong dream. He's done a great job to this point, and
Yeah.
obviously he just seems like such a stand-up guy.
We're so looking forward to seeing him out there on the court. And we were so grateful for him to give us some time to be able to talk to him fresh out of practice. I don't know if you noticed, he was still sweating a little bit in that interview. He gave us some great time after practice. So thank you so much to CY for spending some time with us on TBU. We are so glad that we were able to bring this special edition of the Thunder Basketball Universe podcast to you. Thank you so much for watching and listening. Be sure to like, rate, and subscribe wherever you get your podcast. Thank you so much to our producer, Matt Bishop. And until next time, Thunder up and catch you later.